Do you want to create some form of income that doesn't require a lot of time, but it can generate more money than you make at your job right now, but allows you to have the time freedom to hang out with your family? In real estate investing, that is called monthly income. Now, there's a few ways you can make it more or less passive, but you absolutely can. And in 2024, we're going to see another increase in rents. And I want to share with you how you can use real estate investing to get paid monthly without having to do no work. Literally, you get paid for your efforts by doing something one time. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Sawan Belcher. This is me taking action. I'm a full-time real estate investor and I have been for the last 7 years. But here on the YouTube channel, we share with you how you can make money with real estate. Actually, more importantly, every week I send out an email giving you a tip of how you can use average little ordinary things that you can do in your side time to start doing real estate on the side. So that way you can, over time, in the next 2 or 3 years, replace your income from your 9-to-5 with real estate income. So just click the link below down to my website, join our newsletter, so that way you can be one of our successful students like Doris or Kendrick or Jake or Noah or GB that has gained up a portfolio of rental property that now covers your 9-to-5, income, that covers your hobbies, your expenses, so that way you can decide if you would like to leave your 9-to-5 job or just make an additional income stream, doing what you already do already. Okay, so let's get into this. Now, generally people are going to get qualified for a mortgage based off of your personal self, your taxes, your credit score, and generally the amount that you can afford and put down. But for real estate investors, when it comes to rental property, it does not work like that at all. Because you're not going to put this in your personal name, you're going to put this in your business name. Your credit score doesn't matter. The amount you can put down, nor how much you can actually afford, will not come into play. Real estate investors make their money based off of getting good, fixed debt based off the property. So you'll want to be able to find property that you can get under market value that can rent out for more than what the mortgage will be. And every single time, either a private money person or a bank or a small local bank or a hard money company will always give you the funds for the deal because the house can afford to pay for itself. Hope that makes sense. So in order for you to do rental real estate, the first thing you'll need is a business. Now, in the United States, that's typically going to come in the form of some kind of paper or trust. And trust is just a piece of paper. So it's going to come in some kind of form of paper. Most people, the easiest way to do this is just to go to your local, state Secretary of State and sign up and get you a new LLC. I mean, literally in North Carolina, they do it in 24 hours these days. It costs you $150 and come up with some name that doesn't involve your last name. Okay. The whole purpose of having some kind of LLC is like a level of tax, is a level of tax protection and is a level of privacy. So, people don't know who you are or what you own. So don't just make it your last name. Make it something else, B&B Endeavors, BB3 or something like that. And that's a simple, go online, send a check, you got yourself an LLC. Next, you'll want to get an EIN, and that's free. You can go to the irs.gov and apply for an EIN. Very important. Don't allow them to send it in the mail. Go ahead and get the PDF version. Save it to your computer, print it out, and save it in 3 other places because it'll be extremely hard to get it again if you lose it. Okay, and you don't want to waste any time having them send it to you in the mail. Just download it. You'll take that LLC, you'll take that EIN, and you'll go down to a local business bank. Not your normal, check. Wherever you have a checking account now is probably not the place where you want to go. Okay, what you're looking for when you're setting up a business account for your rental property is for a small local investment bank that is interested in your deposit. The more money you deposit, the more money they want to lend you. that's the kind of culture of the bank that you want to, that you want to, bank your money with as a landlord, as a real estate investor. So to kind of know if they're the right bank for you, you want to ask yourself, does this bank have less than 50 locations? You might want to ask the bank, hey, if I were to deposit $10,000 in your checking account, would you match me with a line of credit? And if they say yes, then that's your kind of bank. You might want to ask that bank, hey, if I were to buy your property right now, would you consider giving me a loan for it if the mortgage covered what the, if the rent covered what the mortgage would be? If they say yes, that's your kind of bank. If you say, hey, look, I own a property right now, I want to invest in real estate, will you give me a line of credit, for on my personal house in a second position so I can use it to go out and buy real estate? If they say yes, that's your kind of bank. If they say no, or act like you don't know what you're talking about, or they say they don't know what you're talking about, if you have to educate them, that's not the bank for you. You want small local business investment banks. Now, the cool thing about being in the newsletter is we actually share those kind of banks from different areas all across the United States where our students are currently doing deals in Ohio, in Texas, in North Carolina, in South Carolina, in LA. So if you guys join our newsletter, whenever our students have success getting financing from those small local banks, we share them in our newsletter. So I'll leave that link below so you can join in and get those free real estate tips so you guys can implement with us. Okay, now once you are banked with one of those banks, you'll need to learn how to find a great deal. Okay, now like I said, those banks, they are only looking at the deal, and what they want to see in a great deal is, number one, loan to value, LTV. Okay, some banks might look at loan to cost, but a lot of them are going to look at loan to value. Essentially, whatever the property is worth, they want to lend a percentage less than that. So let's say that comparable sales for the subject property, are about $200,000. Okay, you're able to lock up and get under contract for $120,000, and you're going to put about $20,000 in expense to fix it up and get it rent ready. Okay, now that means that you're going to be at $140,000 on a property that's worth $200,000. Okay, that property will also rent out for $2,200, which makes a mortgage for that $140,000 mortgage house about $1,200. At that point, a bank should say yes to you if you have the right kind of bank, because you'll have more than 30% equity and you'll be making a net cash flow of over $800 a month. Clearly, that's a great deal, because realistically, what these banks want to see is, number one, that investors are improving the neighborhood and that they're helping do it. Number two is, if you default on the loan, they'll make more money taking it from you and selling it. And then number three, they want to contribute, to helping out the local area. And doing all of those things, they can't do by themselves. They don't want to own property. They just want to help you do it. Okay. Now, when you learn how to find these off-market, deals, and you're able to get them under contract and partner with these banks, you will literally be able to continuously buy 1, 2, 3 properties a month. And so you'll need to figure out what your freedom goal is. Is your freedom goal 20 properties averaging $400 net cash flow a month? Is your freedom goal 100 properties, averaging, $200 a month? You have to figure out what that goal is and stick to that criteria and literally continue to buy using those banks, leveraging the great deals that you find. Some of them you may have to sell so that way you can make 40 or 50. I totally get it. I do the same thing. But you'll be able to figure out what your freedom number is and pair this strategy together so you can replace your 9-to-5 income. And you'll have the choice to say, hey, do I want to go to work today? Do I want to quit my job? Or do I want to take a vacation for 2 months because I now have, 20 or 40 or 50 properties paying me every single month, and I have a good team, a good property manager that's helping me bring in those rents and collect those rents. you'll have those options. And realistically, that's what real estate affords us to do. Okay. Now, if you guys want to get into the game, we have several videos teaching you how to qualify for a loan, how to buy without having to qualify for a loan, and also how to find these deals off market so you can make sure you get great deals to be able to partner with these banks and use other people's monies to do this. So if you guys want to, get rich with rentals in 2024, subscribe and like this video so that way it can pop up in your feed more. Peace, y'all.